Welcome back to another matchday vlog on the channel, and today it's York City versus Rochdale at the LNER Community Stadium. Once again, massive thanks to York City. We do have pitch access to film this highly anticipated fixture, so I do really appreciate them for doing that, because as you're aware, not many clubs was as accessible as them. But anyway, heading into this game, I'm really looking forward to it. You know, Rochdale have got the opportunity to go top of the league tonight if they win. As for York, it does feel like a must-win for them, being at home, if they actually do want to be involved in this title race. In terms of predictions for myself, I said on the podcast the other night I went for a draw. I am starting to lean towards York City. I might actually go for a 2-1 York, but we need it to be entertaining for us vloggers tonight, so let's hope we do get a lot of goals. So I'm joined by Tom, a York City fan. Thanks for speaking to us, Tom. Tom, firstly, what do you think of York City's season so far then?
It's been alright, it's not been too bad. I expected a bit more from him at the start, but been consistent, so I'm not disappointed with it.
That's the thing, I suppose, after last season, 96 points, it's such high standards now, and particularly with how much investment put into the side, it is kind of, you've got to win the league, but it doesn't help, does it, when you see Carlisle splashing out, Rochdale have just come into form this season, even like some Bournemouth who are improving.
Exactly, you know, it's tough this year, because obviously recent years has been on that team two that could win it, whereas this year there's so much money in the league, so many good teams that it's hard to kind of get out of, even more so than usual.
Yeah, I totally agree, to be fair, particularly with only two teams getting promoted, which is something that I'm sure everyone agrees that additional spot, particularly York fan, I bet you wish that was in place. But in terms of this match then, obviously looking at Rochdale, how do you see it going then?
I think it'll be exciting either way, to be fair, whether it could be 0-0 or 8-4.
Yeah.
It could be, I think with both teams playing similar styles of football, it could be end-to-end, the whole thing, especially with where the highest scorers in the division they've let in
I'm going to have to ask you though, what's your score prediction for this match?
I want to say 2-0 York. Maybe a draw, but you've got to back your team, don't you?
So I'm joined by Will, who's a Rochdale fan. Will, looking forward to this fixture then?
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I think us and York are probably like the two biggest favourites to win the league. Like seeing Carlisle, I wasn't sure about them when I went down to them for the away game. Yeah, I think it'd be us, Forest Green, York, Carlisle. So this is like a massive matchup.
So would you say for you then you'd see York as the biggest competitor then for you this season for the title?
Yeah, I think now that, as you said in your last stream, they've got their best 11 now. So, I think having Alex Newby not in today is big miss.
And what are you thinking in terms of this match then? Of course, it's a big one for you. You have the opportunity to go back top of the league if you do win, but it's certainly going to be a tough one. As we've mentioned, it does feel like York have come into a good bit of form.
Yeah, I would hope to win this one. So I was at the FA Cup game. Yeah. I think the big difference there is they don't have Alex Newby, and he seemed like the best player on the pitch for them. And we also have our regular keeper back now, Ollie Watmouth. I think he's probably the best keeper in the league at this point now.
Yeah, I know. I've seen him. Of course, he's on loan for Man City. He's actually younger than me, which is ridiculous. But he's very good. Anyway, in terms of a prediction, then, what are you saying for this match? Who's the goal scorers then?
I'll say same result, but in reverse, 2-1 for us.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say Manny D's going to get on the score sheet, and another goal to Tyler Smith.
So I'm joined by the legend himself, around the grounds. Lee, firstly, how are you doing?
I'm alright, mate, yeah. Looking forward to this one. As a neutral, it's set up to be a banger, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. We've been speaking earlier about them both, got high aspirations to go up this season. How do you see the game actually going itself?
Well, you spoke, I think you've seen Rochdale, haven't you? You've spoke defensively, they're really sound. So Rochdale, if they get an early goal, potentially to shut up. I think if Rochdale let York play the free-flowing football, I watched them at Carlisle, punished them that night. So I think if York get an early goal, could see the same. But both teams capable of scoring goals. Both teams got lethal strikers in this division. It's what you want as a football fan, to have goals in your team. So you've got Stones and Pierce for York, and obviously Rochdale. So the three men who are scoring for fun, and it's set up to be a tasty one, that is for sure.
I want to ask you as well about the atmosphere. Of course, that's something that on your YouTube you like to capture. What was it about this game that made you think, it's going to be a good atmosphere?
Just because I've not seen Rochdale this season. Obviously, last season covered them quite a lot. Obviously, the disappointment of losing out to Southend. Obviously, I think they're bringing a decent amount of fans across for this one. And your fans are always brilliant, especially that South stand. They're always on it. Drummer, that little section is always brilliant. I think National League, it's absolutely brilliant for football fans. Especially the neutral, it's a brilliant division. The football fans are just passionate, they love the team, and they'll go back into the till.
Certainly will. In terms of an actual prediction for this game, how do you see it going, and then of course your prediction?
I'm going to sit on the fence. I think there'll be goals. 2-2, I think.
2-2.
I think both teams will look at it as if they don't want to lose the football match. Yeah. Obviously, it's massive. It's 6-pointer, isn't it? Obviously, we're in November and 2 teams are up there. Just don't think both managers will want to lose the football match. But on the other hand, I think it's vital that teams vying for that automatic first spot need to win games like this, because you don't want to be in the playoffs. York, especially last season, losing to Oldham, they'll tell you that. So Rochdale, they did the same against Southend, being 3-1 up, they were cruising, and then obviously Southend come back and won it in extra time. So yeah, I'm torn, but I'm going to sit on the fence 2-2.
Finally then, where can people find your channel? What exactly do you kind of do for those who don't know? Of course, most people watching will have heard of you, but...
Yeah, so I'm just a ground hopper. I'm a Sheffield Wednesday fan, but I never set up the channel to cover Sheffield Wednesday. I just love going to different games, experience different atmospheres, different fans, and just meeting great fans. And absolutely love football like myself. Yeah, I absolutely love doing what I do.
Make me feel like I'm the devil, running around in your pharaoh. I don't want anyone to see the state of me.
In there and they almost scored. Probably the first time this match for York have really threatened Rochdale. They've been looking to keep that up so far. If they can just get something like Stones or Howell if he comes up's head on it, then the way they're playing, they're bound to score. So it's half time here at the LNER Stadium. It's York City 1, Rochdale 1. York City took the lead on the 35th minute through Ollie Pierce, a header, and then the equaliser came very quickly afterwards when Rochdale got an equaliser later on the 39th minute. But I think so far it's been a very even game. It certainly needed a goal first, I think, because neither side were really going for it. And then since the goals happened, the game's really opened up. And yeah, I'm very excited for this second half. 20 minutes then into the second half, and York have certainly come out of the blocks. It's now 4-1 to York. They've scored 3 quick goals after the break, and they're in very good value to actually go on to win this game now. They've been a much better side in the second half, and I said earlier on in the first half, I thought Rochdale could be a better team, and then York certainly came into it and finished the second half the strongest. And this second half, they've just upped the tempo significantly, and they've been a much better side, and it's a long way back for Rochdale now. So I'm delighted to be joined by Stuart Maynard. Stuart, great win for you guys tonight. A 4-1 victory over Rochdale. What were your thoughts on the game?
I thought that the first half was like a chess game, and I thought they probably had slightly a little bit the better in entries into the box and probably crosses, even though we threatened ourselves. And a great goal from us, great cross from Kitchen, and a great header from Pierce. But yeah, I thought it was a bit of a chess match. And then at half time, we tactically changed it a little bit, brought our structure a little bit deeper, and then knew that we'd leave space in behind. And Stonesy, God, what a second half performance. Yeah, it certainly was. I know in the second half, obviously, came out from the blocks. The first half, like you've mentioned, it was very even, wasn't it? And then the second half, York just absolutely dominated and made, a side that could have gone top of the league tonight look very average, I thought. I think once we get in our rhythm and we perform into the level that you've seen in the second half, I think it's very hard to contain us. We've got goals from everywhere and we've got pace that goes and hurts you. And I think that's what happened. Stonesy really set the tone in that second half and we brought the energy. I think in the first half we didn't really get out of first gear, but I'm really proud of the group because it's not easy, the travelling and the game schedule that we've just had and they come thick and fast. And when the games come like this and you're winning and playing well, we want them to keep coming. But to travel back from Eastleigh after that second half performance down there to get the win, to come here and then do that in the second half again, it's a huge credit to the group and I'm really proud of them.
Yeah, you're finding ways to win and scoring goals as well. I think that's 12 goals in your previous 3 games. And, there's so much pressure on York as a football club because of, last season and then coming into this season as well. And, in recent weeks, it does feel like now you find it's starting to hit your flow and go on a good run of form.
Look, we said it would take time. It weren't going to happen overnight. It's hard when you don't have a pre-season to get your structure and your philosophy across to the group, but they've taken everything on board and you're seeing it now week in, week out. They're starting to really understand in the way that we want to attack teams. And we're big believers. We'll always create more opportunities in the way that we play with our structure and the opposition, and you're seeing that now.
I think as well, looking at Pearce and Stones as a pair up top, ever since Stones has come into the club, it's always felt like you've had to go with one of the two. You couldn't include them both into the team. But since yourself has come in, you've found that a winning formula now where you're actually including them both.
Yeah, I said it would take time when I first come in. I spoke to the owners and that before we come in, and I really like Stones from the outside, his work ethic and his desire, and it rubs off on players, but he's got real quality as well and composure and calmness, and he's a goal scorer as well. So when you've got 2 top goal scorers in the squad, we had to find a way, but we knew within our structure that we'd be able to fit them in. It would just take time, and now you're seeing the rewards of it.
Yeah, we certainly are. And the strength in depth as well that York have got this season. Last season they had an awful amount of strength in depth, but now I suppose there's always questions, isn't there? Are there too many options to pick from? But it feels like in recent weeks you've found that best 11 now.
Can't have too many options.
Yeah.
You never can. I think what it does, it gives us an opportunity for different games. We have different qualities and different skill sets within the group that when we look at different games and scout the opposition, that we can choose different personnel for different games. And I think that's what we've done really well as a management team, and the lads have done really well when they've come in. They've taken on board what we want from that game, and it's been really good.
York 5th in the league table now. Of course, victory tonight, which doesn't do you any harm at all. Not far off top now, to be fair. Do you feel that that's realistic in the next couple of weeks to be competing back for the top 3 and top?
I look at us, we've just got to go one game at a time. We've got Morecambe on Saturday. It's our biggest focus now. It's very early to be looking at the league table. I know that fans and the media will always look at it and say that it's going to be very tight for me all the way to the end. I think there's between 6 or 7 teams that all probably believe they can win the league, and we've just got to keep focusing on ourselves and keep going one game at a time and keep ticking the wins off when we can get them.
Stuart, I really appreciate you talking to me. Thank you very much for that.
Always.
Cheers.
Top man.
So it's finished here at York City 4, Rochdale 1. Very even first half, as I've previously mentioned, but boy, York were a completely different team in that second half. Came out very fast, scored 3 quick goals, and Josh Stones in the second half. It's really good to see him now starting to get the minutes for York because he's really proving to the National League what he's capable of doing. As for Rochdale, disappointing for them. It's always a difficult place to go, but I think the manner that they did lose, I thought York were the much better side, if I'm being honest, based on that 90 minutes. And for York now, they'll be looking to hunt down the likes of Rochdale and Carlisle to be back in this title race. And if anything, based on today, has anything to go by, they're certainly in question to be able to go on to win the title this season. Anyway, thank you for watching today's vlog. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.